Rod. Hello, hello. Hmm. All right, it looks like you can. I love this. It looks like you can hear me. I got the green bar moving. Should be okay. Let me know if it's coming through all right. Uh, Still not back on the standalone microphone, still on the headset microphone. So it's different. I changed some of the settings, so it may sound a little bit better. I don't know. Played with it a little bit the other day. Adjusted some of the settings from the standalone to the headset microphone. Um, Thankfully, it's all the same software, so I kind of understand how to do it. Anyway, let's dive in. Right now, seeing a little bit of yen weakness is the predominant force on the board right now. You're seeing the dollar yen, pound yen both up about 90. One's up 97, one's up 90. So it's sitting right there. Besides that, pretty much just flat. You are seeing, obviously, European data this morning. Came in at 86, although we are seeing a little bit of European strength out there. Some of that may be coming from some of the comments we've seen from the ECB, like comments like this: we need to see inflation sustainably below 3 by mid-year. Um, we'll see a bunch of different kind of comments. And again, this is something we've mentioned too. Policy mistake of premature easing would be significant problems. And then also oil. Oil major BP becomes latest in Red Sea shipments with global supply. So if you don't know what's going on, what did Master say? How long the policy needs remain? Okay, got it. If you didn't see, obviously we mentioned it last week. We talked about shipping coming through the Strait in Yemen. Terrorist basically saying it's going to Israel. Great, we're not going to let you fund that. We're going to blow it up. I guess a couple ships were hit, a bunch of things were, a bunch of missiles were stopped. But it looks like now that it is affecting the oil market. Again, shipping, and it's not that they can't get the goods there; they're just taking the goods and moving it all the way around, versus just through the middle. So, is what it is. Today, not a whole lot. Obviously, BOJ data out there, and then monetary policy meeting notes tonight. So it should be pretty slow. Again, understand financial services at this point. A lot of people are out. I was actually debating maybe like Wednesday I'll cut out, and that'll be it for the year for me. We're getting there. Definitely between Christmas and New Year's, I'm definitely going to be taking off, guys. Just FYI. So definitely all next week, but I may head out a little bit early. I may get out like Wednesday this week. Reese is already home, and then Jim will be home pretty soon. So we'll see. But definitely off next week. So just FYI. Obviously, Christmas is Monday. New Year's is the following. So we'll be off from at least that time frame. All right. Tomorrow morning, we do have some data coming in from CPI with CAD. Building permits for the United States is not necessarily a big one, but overall, obviously, CPI is the name of the game right now on a monthly basis. The CAD is expected to be down, but for the most part, on a yearly basis, again, 3.3, 3.3, and 4, not quite at that 2 where you need to be. But the -2, that's a good number. And actually, that's the number that I'm looking for in the United States. Again, some of you may wonder, why am I still, so bullish that thinking that, hey, listen, they should have raised in December one more time. It's going to take a long time to get back down to there. We haven't really seen a negative number, right? Supposedly it's all coming back down, but all we keep seeing is positive numbers in the core. And not that CPI I think is as important. I don't think it gives us the true gauge of what inflation is, but it's what people are looking at and it's what people feel. I feel that on a monthly basis, we should have gotten some. If it's really under control, why aren't we getting negatives? Why is it just positive, 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 positive? But yet it's supposed to be coming back down again. And now with oil going a little bit crazy, we'll see. VIX is up a little bit, but this is just your standard weekend pop. Didn't do much Friday, and you can see it kind of opened here Sunday. Really didn't do much. Rather slow. The dollar again also pretty much holding firm. We came back up and we're playing with that 102.50. And there's some sellers in there. A little bit here, there's a bit of a gap, but for the most part, the big question is, typically we see dollar weakness in the overnight. Right now, and then again, when Monday morning happens, you tend to see that dollar strength coming in. There could be a case made right now that, hey, listen, this is, if we're going to see movement today, it's kind of lined up like that, right? I mean, there's all these buyers in here. And again, these were all from Friday morning. And it kind of stabilized there. And now that the U.S. is back online, if we're going to defend the dollar, now's when it typically takes off, right? When you see that the session open on Monday morning. So we're kind of in that time frame now. Really, there's no main catalyst today. I mean, there's nothing really out there U.S.-wise that really can give this any credence. Again, there was so much stuff last week. I'm wondering if it's going to be a little bit of a like a pre-Christmas kind of like hangover, right? Where it's just there's just the volume will get low. Maybe we'll see some movements back and forth, but for the most part, it kind of flatlines on us. But again, all those things aside, we're in an area right now where we would tend to see dollar strength come in and kind of push a little bit higher, right? This is kind of what we're looking at. And then there's, two areas of our sellers here and the gap that we need to fill up at. Really 109, really, wow. I'm sorry, 102. Really kind of at 103. 103 is sitting right where the 50% retracement level is. So kind of wonder if that's going to be the target. I mean, it is what it is. Indices all just 0.25%. Basically all just up. Oh, excuse me. The coffee's obviously not kicking in yet. They're all up just a little bit. ES Russell, both up. NQYM, 0.25%. So not a whole lot. And Russell's actually starting to take back a little bit. Here's the big one, right? Crude. Actually, crude and natural gas are both up about 3%. Interesting. Again, the crude situation, obviously, it comes up with the Red Sea. And I think this is, I mean, I don't know. You can say, I guess you can make any opinion you want, but if you take a step back, people are like, why are they doing that? I don't know. I mean, we do the same thing to Russia. It's like we don't want to fuel their war. So what do? We blow up, their train track coming from, China because we don't want to fund more weapons. Anti-Israeli people, guess what? They're like, hey, why would we let shipments of goods and services go to them? Why? I mean, the playbook is set. We're just following somebody else's playbook. So it's happening. It doesn't mean it's the right thing but it's got oil up $2.40 already, up to 74. I mean, we were literally talking about 68. It's like, man, it's like when oil is 50 or yeah, I mean, 63. We were literally, let's see, where were we at? We were at 67 just last week, and now we are all the way back up here and surging. Yeah, I mean, this is that geopolitical risk that we've been talking about. Natural gas, that's probably up because of mild temperatures. Gas move higher in hopes of a cold. Oh, wait, hold on. We are now higher. We're playing with 260. You know why? Natural moves higher in hopes of a colder January. Just take a step, listen to that, in hopes. Who the heck is wishing for a colder January, right? Maybe ski resorts, but how many people are like, yeah, bring us the cold. We want freezing temperatures, ice. I mean, unless you're a ski resort, I don't know anybody that they're hoping for a colder January. But yeah, suppose that's raising it. Gold and silver, they're totally confused. Gold and silver, I think they're in the right place. 2021 right now, and then 2381. They're literally just split. One's up just a tad, and one's down a little bit. So I think overall not bad. Kind of in the right place of things. And natural gas. Now, natural gas is interesting being this high, and again, it's wishing for colder temperatures. Wishing for it is different than I mean, I wish for $1 million, but that doesn't make my bank account surge. That's kind of what's happening here. At the same time, the United States. Talking about, additional expansion. I guess both sides of the aisle now are kind of getting, I guess the Democrats now are starting to take aim and be like, hey, what are we doing here? You're talking about how it's more clean burning than coal, but it's still not clean. It's not a renewable source. It does still make the earth hotter, and yet we are going absolutely crazy. We're increasing exports. We're building more infrastructure. And even Democrats are like, hey, wait a second. I thought you were the climate change guy. And now you're doing nothing but funding even more additional resources to make natural gas bigger. Again, I think it's just trying to take advantage of people wanting to not purchase from Russia. And then the United States is trying to fill that vacuum. But at the same time, the conference that they just had, like 18 nations signed like an agreement that the United States was the guiltiest and the worst, was horrible. And then what we did? We wrote a check, and we were like, it's all forgiven. We'll just write a check to go towards conservation. But yet we are the main cause. So I don't know. Natural gas is in a very, very weird spot. But 260, it's higher than what expected. But it is the first time I've seen a natural gas move higher, because people hope it's colder in January. I'm like, man, I wish that my bank account was so big that they couldn't fit the numbers on the computer screen. Maybe it works. Maybe it's wishful thinking, right? Right. I wish I would win the big game, whatever. What's that big lottery? Is it called the big game? I don't remember what it is. When I want to win it when it's $300 million. I don't need to be greedy, right? That's where I hope it is, right? Maybe that will bring me an accounting error, and my bank account will increase tenfold. Add a bunch of zeros in there. Be cool, right? Right? Be cool. Anyway, let's go down to the Aussie dollar. So really not much movement. We pushed down. We weren't sitting in either area. We're kind of like, be here and here. And we know what it did. It was sitting right smack in the middle. And it kind of went up. And then obviously it's just pushing back right now. I think what it's doing right now is kind of what you would expect. I would expect for it to roll and kind of push back down again. No real trend though. It's basically just sideways. We still have a Harry Potter. You can see the alert is still live. It's got some room to run right now. It's got about 60 pips. It's got a 69 pip daily ATR with no US based news today. Unless something crazy happens, I would expect this one to continue to push lower. So yeah, we got some room, probably not triggering today, but hopefully we can get this to kind of continue to roll back to the downside. Now we do have monetary policy meeting notes. We do have the Aussie monetary policy meeting notes tonight, which may also help kind of artificially push this back down again. But we do have some time. It's sitting right here. Overall, with lack of any news being in December, I think it's going to be a little bit harder of a, I don't want to say a little bit harder of a sell to go down, but I would say down, but no real main trades. I mean, I guess you could have taken something here late in the overnight, playing a little front run, but overall, we're still looking for trade lower. Aussie yen. Aussie yen is continuing to push. Now, you can see here, I mean, again, we mentioned this level before. Hit here again, hit there again. So let's just take it off. We are sitting in this upper level. Now, this level's already been hit. It's not the first time in here, but it hit it here, hit it here, hit it here. Kind of started the base here, and now it's basing in it. You're like, ooh. Now, with this going higher, though, right? Is this a sell? No, we already had the sell over here. Very, very risky. I mean, I guess if you really wanted to take it on the way out, but there's a zone sitting there. With this holding right now, seeing yen weakness come in, maybe we get something from the BOJ today, and again, drops, BOJ, warming. I haven't really seen, both of these are tentative today. I haven't really seen, I don't see anything over here yet, right? I almost feel that this is setting up for a short. I don't think Australia is going to mention increasing interest rates, right? Are they at a stage where they're going to increase? No. I think the big question now is when will they start decreasing, right? When will they start cutting? And again, that tends to be data that is pretty weak. Now, maybe they try to put up a big stance, or maybe they do what the United States did, where they actually kind of put some actually hard numbers and projections in it. Remember, slowdowns in China and things also tend to hurt Australia. So we could see some from that. We've seen growth not return. So overall, I feel like this is more setting up for a weak-based trade tonight when those monetary policy notes come out. So with it maintaining high here, not much we can do with it now because we do have 7:30 tonight? Yeah, 7:30 tonight. So we got 10 hours to go. With it maintaining high here, we know that on the left-hand side here, we're kind of in a racetrack. There's a little bit coming in here at 96.41. It's about 30 pips higher. Maybe that's where the roll is. But right now, I'd really like to see where this is able to go to. Is it going to immediately pull back and we're going to play in this area? Where are we going to get, are we going to get, something down lower here? It ended up shooting through this at 10:30 and didn't really give us that reversal, went higher. So you take that out. I still like this for a Harry Potter down here to wipe some of these wicks out, but I don't know. Right now, it feels like it's more of a trade base tonight. There's nothing in there. Again, we've already hit here and there's a base, so it's not really a shorting opportunity yet. I'd like to kind of grind just a little bit higher, and you can see if we can get up to kind of that level, there's the potential for a short. And again, that level is about 40 pips away. It's got a 38 pip 4-hour ATR, so it's not bad movement. Right now, we're just literally waiting for the hat to drop for the BOJ. So not much you can do with this one. I mean, it's kind of an area. I'm going to guess if you really wanted to play the reversal, but you got two little levels right here. One here, where there's buyers stepping in. Euro dollar. So euro dollar, we can pull this down just a little bit. You can see that it really just came up. And is it a 23? Not really. We talked last week. This is way too big of a zone. It's fine for a target, but we're not really looking for any type of shorts or anything out there. And you can see, what did it do? It chopped all the way back and forth. I mean, it went to both sides of the original drawing, right? And then touched it, and then also came here. So it just shows, there's buyers in there. Way too much risk to be able to take on something like this. And look at all the chop back and forth on Friday morning. Just a lot of garbage in there. So right now, running this down, you can see that the 61, we had this 109.60 marked off anyway. Let's do this. Go here. 109.61. It's a decent area. Now that we've had the push all the way down, that was 1 o'clock on Friday, the 61.8 happens to be going through there. So it's a drop, a little bit of a retracement, and then a big push down. I think right now that's what we're looking for. Or 109.60. We'll just go there. Something along those lines, right? So yeah, we're kind of right in the middle. What do we got? 35 up, 30 or 40, 45 down before we're really in any room. We should see this turn and roll with again the U.S. session coming online. So it's it's all right. Yeah, it's okay, right? So it's there. We still have the alert again. A break of 108.66. Again, another one of those watch list type trades. We need some help, but I think we should be able to get down there. It's not too bad of a run. Euro pound. All right, so Euro pound. So Euro pound kind of played back and forth. We mentioned that there's a level here, but again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Definitely not interested. Came back up again. Kind of shot back up. It did grab it, but unfortunately, it ran into this on the other side, and then just obviously derailed. This was 12 o'clock on Friday. We're like, yeah, it's probably done. Just let it go. But there's nothing in there. So, this was all Sunday night, Friday to Sunday night. The market closed right here. This was basically it, right? This is where you're at Friday, and then it just boom, and then there's no markets open. So at this point, it is rallying a little bit higher. It's in an area right now. It's been pushed deep, hit again, and then base below, so it's not a level to look in the short from. The next decent area is probably going to be there, right? Again, not interested in that because somebody touches. I would say it's probably there. And with all the run up right now, let's see how much does it have to go. Another 23 pips. We're up to a 37 pip daily ATR, which is awesome. We're cruising now. It was 35, and now we're at 37. 37.5 actually. It's 37.46. So that's not bad. Yeah, I think overall, you guys can see, I mean, we have the news over here, the inflation rate over here. I think this is what we're looking for, right? That's what, on Wednesday. We probably take a bounce. Remember, this area is very, very small. It is only, well, it's 9 pips. It's not the worst, which is not bad on this one. But overall, I would say look for this one to push a little bit more. With 2 hours left, I bet you it flatlines. There's just not a lot of news right now going on. Again, this is more of a proxy-based pair than anything else. Use this to determine whether you should be in euro, dollar, pound, dollar. Okay. Euro, yen. Same thing. Yen is moving, right? We were looking for like a pull-up and like a surge down. We didn't get the surge. It didn't happen. I was hoping for it. Again, it kind of flatlined there at 10 o'clock and then just kind of died on us. It came up to here at 1 o'clock and then literally, you can see, the power of 155 is just too strong, right? 12:30 it hit. It was like, no, we're staying right here. We're staying right here. And then Sunday happened here and we kind of derailed it a little bit. Just like all the other yen pairs, again, the yen is weak right now based off of whatever, whatever sentiment is out there. The BOJ warming. We should start to see some movement. Now, we are coming up to an area, and again, there's this is an old level here. It came up and touched it again. There's a couple down here. It is up at the 61.8. So we are at a level right now in the euro yen where there is definitely sellers coming in. Are they? I mean, it's a level that we're going to pull the trigger on right now. Not really. I mean, I don't know when this yen statement is going to come out. I don't see anything out there yet. But with the yen being weak like this, I do think that we are probably due for a bit of a reversal with the yen. You're seeing in all the pairs, right? It's weak across the board. We know they've made some bullish comments lately. Is that going to be that they're changing policy now? Not necessarily, but I think if they mention it again, they've had such a forever policy of nope, we're doing nothing, right? Doing nothing, and then COVID happened, and they're like, yep, see, we did nothing. I think they're coming off the other side, so I think we will start to see some comment. With the way that it's pulled back, I don't think it needs to be. It's not going to be as violent as it could have been, but for the most part, the market is factoring in a lot of weakness, right? If they give us weakness, the market has already factored that in. So there's not much more room it can go there besides setting it for a retail trader trade. So the euro yen, I'm kind of looking for a short now. There's a level here. And again, if you get a red, green, red, you can see one right in here, right? There's one sitting right there, right? Which also happens to be on the 61. And that's kind of where we're right now. That's where these things roll. I wish there was a new catalyst that kind of helped us drive this further, but there's just not yet, unfortunately. So yeah, looking for something, but again, not quite there yet. So my feeling on this one, I like the 156, but there's a red, green, red that is accompanied by a 61.8, so we could be sitting here. So maybe look for another red, green, red on like a 15-minute for a reversal, and look for a push back down again. But just goes to show you, look how strong that 155 was, and we mentioned that on Friday. It's like it's probably going to end somewhere around here, and it did. Man, it sucked it right in. It was like right there, nothing. It's hard. That's hard to do. Hard to trade off that one. Yeah. So, yeah, look for this one to turn whenever we get the yen strength coming back in, but we should see some European weakness rolling out of this one as well. Pound dollar. All right, so pound dollar, we mentioned this one pushing down, and you can see it did. It continued to push down for the rest of the day. We're kind of playing with it right now. We talked about a few areas, and overall, if we take top and bottom here, we have a little Harry Potter trade in here at 126.84. I'm sorry, 126.08. It's got about 50 more pips to go. It's got a 40 pip 4-hour ATR. If again, we've pushed lower here, we came back up, and we pushed lower again. There's not a whole lot. We knew there was buyers in there, but it's pushed it pretty deep. It's actually gone a little bit below. So the next push to the downside, again, we just mentioned and just talked about this with the euro dollar. Monday afternoon, morning, late morning is when we tend to see dollar strength kind of roll back into the market. So we're kind of there. I mean, this is where we're kind of looking for it. It's got a little bit more room to run. We did get the down draw, and we're not the down draw, but the push down, decent level. Again, we talked about finding this, how much we love this, and you can see 12 o'clock is where it really kicked in, right? Now, it didn't move a ton. I mean, it was down here by 2, and by Sunday night we were over here. So it didn't move tons, but that's what we're looking for. So we know that there are sellers sitting there. So, if we rally up a little bit, it looks like, we do have a level sitting up here. So close, it's just going to drive me nuts. There you go. So something along those lines. So really kind of looking at that. And then again, I'm going to see where the base is in here, take over this racetrack. But I think either of those two levels are pretty decent for shorts. Okay. Pound yen. Hey, I drew that pretty well. There's your Sunday night. I was like, I have it bounce back and forth, right? There's one chop. There's two chops. I drew the second chop a little bit too far away, and then we pushed up. So still looking for this push down. With this area right now, I do think that this actually probably is what gives us the base down here. Remember I said we were like looking for where the base is? There's the base with 2 touches on it. So we're kind of, I think that's probably where the Harry Potter will come in at, is right there. Is right there. Because we were looking for that base. We were like, all right, give us the base, give us the base, give us the base. It was a little base high, but it was like, once these two came in, it's kind of like, not there. So same thinking. Yen weakness, not as much here as you would expect to see, but we do have a level. And again, there is a red, green, red coming up here, a little bit of a front run. It's over here. It's been touched once, but it didn't stay there long, and did, gave us kind of everything we're looking for. It's got to move, I don't know, 60 pips. It's got a 74 pip daily ATR, so could have hit it this afternoon, sure. Could we get the Japanese news in the Asian session? Maybe that could be where it comes in at. I mean, it's as good a time as any, right? As good a time as any, right? Extra low volume, shouldn't be a lot of manipulation going on at that time. Yeah, I don't think that's not a bad spot. But right now, am I interested in any of this? Not really. You got this here. You got this all here. So, I mean, there's a lot it's got to chunk through. Kind of would like for it to exhaust itself up top and then give us that, yeah. Give us this, right? If we could just grind our way back up, that would be awesome. Coming after that BOJ decision. So, yeah. So, again, right now I'm not interested in playing with any of this stuff. I'd like to see this. Kind of cheering for this one. Go higher. Right? Like you to go higher. Dollar CAD. Sleeping. What's dollar CAD's movement? Yeah, 7 pips in 24 hours. So dollar CAD, we're like, come on, play. We were sitting right here. We're like, go back up, play with that one. Stay with that one. 134. If we can get this level, wouldn't be bad. And it didn't. It kind of ended here Friday. Sunday opened here, and we're literally where we opened Sunday. Just no. It's like, what do we do with this, right? Again, we're getting some help. Crude just hit 74.50. It's up 3.8% now. It's taken off. So it's kind of a little bit of a battle, right? We have dollar strength and CAD strength both coming in, and it's flatlining on us. So really, right now, again, that's the best looking area right there so far. Kind of need this guy to move. Hopefully tomorrow with this, right? Not building permits, but hopefully over here. With the inflation, I think that's the best opportunity for this one. I think that gives us the best shot, right? But again, sideways, no movement, 7 pips in 24 hours, just not enough play in that one. Dollar Swiss. All right, so dollar Swiss. So we were talking about Sunday night. We were close. We were close. So we talked about this, and the reason I put 2 checks is like, all right, if we're sitting here, if we're sitting down here, I like that one. If we're sitting down here, I like it. We got close to the top side. It did okay. It gave us a red, green, red, and then kind of pulled back again. There's where our first run is, and now that you can see where the open is, we're kind of cycling back up again. So, is there a great trade in here? No, not really. I mean, obviously there was buyers down here, but am I interested in taking that? Not really. I mean, I guess you could have. I mean, it was confirmed. You could have said, hey, listen, there's an area here of basing. Oop, it helps when I can actually grab the thing. There's an area kind of right there of basing. Touched it, right? It just missed it though. So I mean, am I surprised it turned? No, it's grabbing it from here, but is there enough on that one? Not really. I mean, again, this is like December trading here. Like, what are you gonna do? I think this one. I think the way to play this one is again. There's our Sunday. We'll just move this one over. Here's gonna be, and again, is building permits a big deal? No, but we should have some movement. It's just we just need something, right? We need a catalyst, right? Right now it's just like watching paint dry. And that's why there's no real kind of move in this one. Do we have Swiss data tomorrow? I have a note. Do we have Swiss data? Yeah, we do, the trade balance. Okay, I thought I did. I thought I had that written down. Eh, just gotta go. 30. Yeah, I mean, we're sitting in the middle. It's 30 up to here, and again, not great sellers. 30 down to here. They're okay buyers. It's better than the sellers. So we're 36 pips in either direction. It's got a 29 pip ATR. Absolutely zero news on this one. There is some Swiss news tomorrow. Maybe that gives us the movement we're looking for, but right now it's like, oh god, this is a sleeper. Just not enough action really in this one. Dollar yen doing the same thing. We knew that we had a lot of chop back and forth in here, and we chopped into it and went down. Chopped into it again, went up. Chopped into here. Friday to Sunday, right here, we just kind of maintained, and then what happened? Yen weakness, and we're starting to push higher. So, it's we knew we had a lot going in here. There is actually a decent zone in here. When I say decent, it's here and it's tested. Here, let's move the black so you can kind of see it. There was a big push down and then a little bit of a base, and it gave us a red, green, red, and then came up and actually touched it. So we are kind of playing with it. It's basing before. It's having some trouble. This one is more set up also. It's kind of similar to what we saw in the Euro yen, or I'm sorry, the Aussie yen. It's driving higher and it's actually in a zone. So it's not the worst spot. Yeah, it's not bad. I feel like this one also is kind of one of those like, is it set for the news? And I feel like the answer is yeah. I feel like it is, but we're kind of there a little bit early. If we just, I mean, we're not really doing much. If we just kind of maintain play back and forth in here, I actually don't think this could be a bad short, right? Again, I don't think they're going to raise the interest rate. I don't think they're going to change that, but I think they're going to mention it. They may say we're not ready yet, but we believe that it could happen in the next 1 or 2 meetings. We could get something along those lines. So I feel like the BOJ has to do something, right? So yeah, it's the same thing. We're kind of there now. Again, we do have a Harry Potter lower, right? We are looking for a push lower on this one. But right now, it's kind of what we're looking for. We're looking for the. That's weird. Where the heck did it go? Did I delete it? I have no idea. Well, I drew that one and then it disappeared. Maybe I had the discussion in my head. Maybe it's one of those mornings. No, I can see it on the other screen. I know it's there, so I'm not exactly sure why it disappeared. It's weird. Very odd. So thank God I had that other screen that is a little bit delayed. It's like, I know I drew that just a second ago, and then it was missing. All right. Lovely. So yeah, I think it's a decent area. I mean, again, if we can get this associated with the correct time right here, I don't think that's a bad one. Okay. Let's look at crude. All right, so crude. We had talked about this last week. It looks like actually Sunday night gave you another entry here to the downside. We weren't playing it again. Just again, this is nice. We had it here. We hit it again and dropped down, and that was on Friday. And you can see Sunday night we actually hit it. We actually kind of opened. We didn't open. There was close. And then obviously European session, we drove it back down again, and the 70.83. Since that time, since 5:30 this morning, nothing but straight up. So the good thing about these are we can remove all these now. It's great when we can show, 3 different trades off that same area, which is awesome. It's fine. It's good, right? And here's what we're playing right now. Now, this is a level that it's, there's a red, green, red, and it was tested over here, so not the worst of levels. We're sitting up there right now. Now, we've had such a big surge up since this morning. This kind of falls back into that parabolic retracement territory. It wasn't necessarily a news move. And it kind of is. I would say it's more of a geopolitical thing. But with the big surge up right now, we're beyond what average is. We are due for some type of profit taking and reversal. This is where it comes in at. Um, Hold on one sec. I All right. So yeah, with that push higher, I think we're looking for a reversal at this point. Could have come in, sure. I think wait for a red, green, red confirmation on this one. Inside of the zone, as I said, it's been there before. It's not getting in help from these last 2 pushes, but there is a piece in there where we see that turn and push. So look for that. We should be good to go sometime soon. Like I said, look at that. 20 minutes. It's up over 3%. Yeah, we're about to hit over 4%. So yeah, this is that geopolitical risk I've been mentioning. It's coming. It's coming. Natural gas. We already talked about natural gas. It's moving higher in hopes of a colder January. Like I said, don't know how that works. I hope it's colder. I guess hope now raises prices too. Maybe. I guess. We ran out of steam on this one on Friday at 12 o'clock. We were sitting here in profit. Actually, at 11 o'clock. Actually, it was 11:30. Yeah, it was stuck down here. It had moved two-thirds of the way, and then there's nothing there. So this one, I said don't carry it over the weekend. We can take it off now. It doesn't matter. And you can see, look, it gapped into it and then used it. And the other, funny enough, yeah, it gapped in there and then used it on the other side. But that's what it probably did, was just use the 250. So where we are right now, we know we have levels up top here. We know that there's different punches in there. I think we're at a reversal point, right? Again, it's been straight up since Sunday night, really since it's close. Basically, Sunday night we've been straight up. I think we're probably at a peak. Again, 260 is one of those things that's like, oh my god, there's not a great defined level here. There was a red, green, red, and then it kind of whips all back and forth. We kind of need just a little bit more. I'd like a little bit more push. Mm, I would say we're in reversal territory. We're looking for the reverse. I don't have it. I want to say just go here. Want to say just use the 260, but I feel like right now it's really struggling. And I don't know if it's going to have enough oomph to go higher at this point, being 10. It's almost 10:30. Um, ugh, man, it's there. It's there. My sister just messaged me. She's like, "Hey, who's older, Asher, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." Weird question from my sister. Um, yeah, can't unfortunately, guys, I can't give you a trade on this one. It's like, I'm gonna say back down. I'd like it for a day at 260, but I think it's gonna struggle at this point, particularly because it's been straight up. Let's check out gold. Gold really not doing a whole lot here. Did have a little Harry Potter in here, and again, we're kind of triggering it at this point. It actually did go off. Problem is, it went off Friday, and then we had to reset it. So it's kind of set up now. It's not bad. We're actually putting a red, green, red in right now, and it's trying. Um, sounds a little bit deep, a little bit deep. Um, looking for our way back down. Mm. See, I hate the fact that we had the gap here over the weekend. Um, yeah, I like this one short. I mean, again, if we can get to here, we should be good. This is where we need to get to, really kind of right there, right? We need to be able to break through that level. Yeah, we're kind of looking for that. Yeah, I like this one down. I would like to see us hit 2000 this week. Um, we just need to break through this little level. If we break through there, we should be clean. So, but yeah, nice little Harry Potter target. Um, fine. Here's what it is. Silver is trying to expand right now. So, all right. So obviously they came back up and it grabbed the 24. There actually could have been a decent short off of that level there, right, this morning. I mean, I think we're pretty much in that range right now. I'd like to see it pull back. Maybe not that deep. Maybe that's a little bit much. I'd like to see that. But this is the same thing that we were talking about last week. 1 and 3 is right there. Of the two, I like the risk level on this one better. And you could have already been in a short here, right? You could be in a short from this level. Again, base 24, came back up, filled it 24. You should be down. But I think we probably got something here. I like it to pull back if possible. But I think this one overall, looking for coming down to the 23 mark. So not much difference on that one. It's the same thing we talked about before. A break of 2370. And we're in that range now. So this one will probably take off the next hour. Let's see what we have here. Let's see. Is it moving at all? Yeah, it's taking off a little bit. Dollar. Yeah, see, dollar's trying to pop. Not super surprised by that. Oops. Let's see what we got here. All right. Oof. That's a weird Monday open. 9:15. Yeah, it's a split. Hmm. Yeah, I'd say no opening print here. Just way too much movement sideways. We're at the same area of sellers here. Right. So yeah, being that it's 10:15, this is where we're gonna probably see. I mean, again, we got this area here. We've already hit it one time. We're coming back up and we're trying to fight and go through it. If that dollar continues to push forward, maybe not bad. Goldman has already lifted its target for the S&P 500 in 2024. Yeah, I don't think that's bad. I mean, if they're gonna cut interest rates in 2024, then sure, yeah, that would be the correct thing to do. Because we are obviously destroying the economy with our restrictive nature. Um, Yeah, so I think this is a reversal. As far as opening print goes, way too much chop in here. No confirmed overnight levels in there. No real direction at the open. And again, it's Monday morning, so that's not surprising. Let's see what we got here. 8:45. Again, red, green, and we're kind of sitting there. Nah, there could have been more of a case on this one, but it would have went early. And this is late Sunday night, and again, there's your 3 o'clock open this morning. Not really. Again, it was kind of sitting in the base and just popping back and forth. So I would have liked to have more on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're at 5. So this should not have held. It did actually pull back. I'm surprised. Is the 930 candle. It actually went up and did pull back down again from that level. But overall, I think, again, I think NQ has the ability to go higher. I don't think this one really has much sitting over on the left. As far as the decent push up, again, is it going to be earth shattering, biggest moving day ever? Nah, but it's going to be low volume right now. So it has the ability to move a bit more. YM, what do we got? YM is the exact opposite. Let's see what we got here. 9 and 9:15. Yeah, another split one. This one, this is Friday to Sunday, so this is not really an overnight level. It's just where we ended up Friday. So you can see it did chop back and forth. As far as opening print goes, again, it was a red and then a green, so it's like, not an opening print with the red and the green mixture there. Not really any confirmed overnight levels. This is actually the Friday gap there. So again, there are buyers there. I think it will struggle with this area a little bit. And again, everything is trying to, maintain its positivity. This is the weakest on the board right now. So again, if this is where everyone's going to say, hey, listen, it's going to be a positive day. It's a great day, guys. It's a great day. This is where buyers are going to step in. Obviously, at 10:30, if everything decides it's going to take a negative intonation, this could be potentially a racetrack trade on this one. Or not racetrack, Harry Potter, a drop on it. So it's okay. Yeah, it's fine. Eh, yeah, it's fine. It is what it is. Not opening print, unfortunately. What do we got, Russell? Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Uh, 9, 9:15. Yeah, so another red green one. And yeah, this is Russell being like, where do we go? Right? There's your opening. So technically we're where we open right now with a big whip down, a big whip up, and we're right where we started. So yeah, no real direction. The biggest problem is there's just no data. There's just nothing out there today. Um, Housing market index. Okay. There's just nothing today. So yeah, kind of hard. Yeah, they're both fighting. Yes, is right there. I don't know. I think YM, I think, is what I like the most in there. Yeah, I think the big story today is going to be this guy. All right, I think this is going to be the big guy right here. You can see it's already actually starting to pull back. It's down about 25 cents. So that's the big one. And again, it's December. You don't have, last week we had, all kinds of crazy news. The crazy part is, yeah, we got a little bit of movement, not tons, and yet we have all these Fed presidents speaking, right? Right, all these Fed presidents speaking. So, and yet we're just locked in. We just don't have, you know, we're not doing much. All these Fed presidents are speaking, and we're just not seeing it there. So, VIX should start to push back down again. So yeah, it's Monday in December, 1 week before Christmas. What do you expect? Yeah, it is what it is. All right, so we're a little bit early today, but there's just not that much out there. Even right now, 0, 8, 16. These are yen plays. We know that. This one accelerating up at 50, and again, we kind of looking for it to be high, and then 27, 29. Barely a pip an hour in the two biggest movers. So besides the yen, remove the yen from the board with these two, quite flat out there. So, and that's even with all this pound weakness, right? Even with all that pound weakness, it's still only 30. So yeah, here you go. Price of inaction. What a hotter climate means for monetary policy. Great. Sentiment rises on falling interest rates. Yeah. So, yucky, 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 yucky. All right, with that, let's go ahead and do our drawing. I'll give it 30 seconds. Actually, we'll do 50, or we'll do 40 seconds. So Always give that extra 30 because I know there's delayed. We'll take it to 3:30, and then I will shut it down. I think. Oh, by the way, I think today is it today? I think today and tomorrow. Well, you know what? I think it's the 20th. I think the 20th is the last day that Prime will like guarantee shipments or whatever. But I think it's today or tomorrow. Actually, I think they're shutting it down early. I got to go through my list and be like, oh God, what presents do I still need? I'm gonna be one of those people. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bam, got it right on. All right, here we go. Winner of today's drawing is Marina. Marina, did you take the last one? I think it was Will, right? Yeah, it was Will. And I think you had it before that, right? No, Debbie had it. And then before that, it was you. So yeah, it's all going back and forth. And again, Neuro, what did we talk about? What did we talk about, Neuro? What is this? What is this? See, this is what happens. You have something. You ever hear that saying? If it ain't broken, don't try to fix it. Right? Neuro trying to get weird. He's trying to test the water. I'm just going to do 4. So, all right, with that, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern time. As I said, we do have a little bit more tomorrow. Hopefully we get a little bit more movement out of there. Again, Canadian data, and maybe we'll get a little bit more comment on oil. So we'll see. With that, I'm out of here. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.